I'm Lisa Deftari for FoxNews.com. 26-year-old Rayhaneh Jabbari was sentenced to death in Iran for killing a man who tried to rape her. Her execution was scheduled for Tuesday, but it was postponed at the last minute. Today I'm joined via Skype by her mother, Shole Pakravan. Welcome to you, Shole. Thank you for joining us. You got such a chilling phone call from your daughter yesterday, who told you that she was going to be killed, that it was her last phone call. Here's what she said to you, her last phone call from prison. "Goodbye, dear Mom. All of my pains will finish early tomorrow morning. I'm sorry I cannot lessen your pain. Be patient. We believe in life after death. I'll see you in the next world, and I will never leave you again, because being separated from you is the most difficult thing to do in the world." Must have been the most difficult phone call you've ever received. What were your thoughts?
من موقعی که زنگ زد چون اصلا توقع نداشتم.
When she called, I didn't expect to get this news. Just the day before, we had a visit, and it was such a nice visit. It was happy and made us hopeful. So the next day when she called, it was like a normal daily call. Just imagine, I was expecting her to just say, "Hi, how are you?" or ask me routine things. Sometimes I read her poetry or play a song for her, but she sounded so distraught. And she said, "Mom, they are calling me in for questioning." I kept Rayhaneh on the line on my cell, and I dialed our attorney and asked her if they were going to carry out the sentence. And she said no. So I said to Rayhaneh, "Don't worry. When my daughter went, that's when they handcuffed her and said they would execute her." In reality, they didn't want her to have any contact with her family, and they didn't want her cellmates to even see. She hadn't even said goodbye to them. I told her, "Rayhaneh, this is impossible. This is illegal. They can't do this. Your case is up for re-evaluation. None of this makes sense." Rayhaneh replied, "My dearest mother, you can rationalize this however you'd like, but they are taking me to kill me." I don't know what else to say. How can I describe to you how my heart is being ripped into shreds? She said, "Mom, I just called to tell you goodbye." My arms and legs were trembling, and I told Rayhaneh, "Please don't be scared. There must be a mistake. This is all impossible." She said, "Okay, Mom, but I will say my goodbyes anyway." My voice was shaking. I knew she was so scared. Just imagine you wake up one day and they tell you, "We will execute you tomorrow."
Now you've heard that the execution has been postponed. What have you been told?
Last night we were protesting in front of the prison. They told us they took Rayhaneh away, but because we had been at the main entrance of the prison, we didn't see any cars leave the prison. We thought they were lying and that they only wanted to get rid of us protesters from in front of the prison. Imagine from about 9 p.m., from about 2:30 a.m., we didn't know what had happened to her. We were just screaming, "Rayhaneh, do you hear us?"
What were you thinking at that time?
I thought Rayhaneh could feel me in her heart the way I was feeling for her. For her to know I am right next to her, right alongside her, I am in excruciating pain. We were all waiting outside and shouting together, "Rayhaneh, we love you. Rayhaneh, hear our voices. Rayhaneh, don't be sad."
What's your message to the world? What can people do to help your daughter?
The only thing I want in this universe is for Rayhaneh to be released. I have done everything that I can think of. I am a mother. No mother can accept the death of her child. But to tell a mother, in 10 hours your child won't be here, there is no greater pain in the world.
دردی از این بالاتر به نظر من وجود نداره. من هر کاری میکنم.
To the rest of the world looking at this case, it looks like a case of self-defense. Why doesn't the government of Iran see it that way?
واقعا نمیدونم. من خودمم میگم.
I don't know. I just speak for myself. The only way to get out of this is to get a pardon from his family. I prefer not to get into the details of the case because as a mother, the last thing I want is to jeopardize my daughter's life for something I may say. That's my predicament right now. Errors in my daughter's case, in the judicial system and how the case has been decided, and how they took her in, how they got her to confess. There may be a lot of errors.
As you shed these tears and your daughter is sitting in prison, Iran's President Rouhani is in New York attending the United Nations General Assembly, along with other leaders from all over the world, and he's also trying to strike a deal to normalize relations with the West. What would be your message to the Western leaders who are sitting at the negotiating table with your president?
من اصلا کاری به هیچ جای دنیا ندارم، به هیچ مذاکره‌ای، به هیچ
What goes on around the world, the nuclear talks, I can't think of any of these things right now. The only thing I want from God, from people around the world, in any way, in any form, is I just want to bring Rayhaneh back home. I wish they would come tie a rope around my neck to kill me instead, but to allow Rayhaneh to come back home.
من ترجیح میدم که من بمیرم ولی ریحانه بیاد خونه.
And you made a gift for your daughter to give to her, hopefully when she's released. Show us that gift.
یه قفسه، نمیدونم میبینین یا نه. یه قفس پرنده است که درش بازه.
This scarf, this is a cage, and doors open, and there's a dove coming out of it. This dove is my Rayhaneh. And all throughout the scarf, there are other doves. It's as though all the prisoners in all the world will be released. From the bottom of my heart, I want it so that no mother has to go through what I'm going through now. I just hope that as soon as possible, my Rayhaneh can come back to me, just like this dove.
We're thinking of you, and we hope the best for your daughter. Thank you for your time.